What's been your opinion of kind of reshuffle offensive line, some new faces and new places kind of with you as a starter?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it wouldn't be any type of drop off. Like as of right now, we have a great rotation and we have guys going in and out, but we all have a good communication with each other. Every day in practice, especially in spring, nobody's a starter. Everybody, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No, you good. Go. You got it.
How's Neto doing right next to you?
He's doing good. Him and Hayden's been rotating in and out with those spots, and it's like I said, it's no drop off. So, like they're both basically the same player, same mindset. We all think the same, so it's been real good.
Where has Neto made the most progress? Where has he improved the most?
I'll say in every aspect of his game. Neto, he's an aggressive player. So I feel like that's always been there for him. He's never lacked aggressiveness, but just him understanding the game and what goes into like reaching a 4-eye or just different things, like making different calls and stuff like that. So I feel like that part of his game has improved a lot.
Who are the guys that you find yourself mentoring as an older person on this team?
Yeah, I would say probably Trevor Gooseby, Brandon Baker, Andre Kojo, and Jaden Chapman. Those four guys, I feel like I've tried to stay on them real hard, just letting them know, hey, you might do good, but hey, you could have did this better on that rep. Or even if Coach Flood gets on them, I'll double down and try to help them some more. So those four guys I've been really trying to harp on.
Talk about the progress. What have you seen from each of those four guys?
Just the mentality of their play style. I feel like those four guys, they get the playbook very well. So I feel like that's not a problem, but just their mentality of knowing, hey, I got to get here in this amount of time, or I got to stay in this position to make this block, so things like that.
You've talked about your relationship with Christian Jones a lot. How's it like with him gone? How much has he missed, and how much do you still talk to him?
Yeah, we talk to each other almost probably every once in a while. Literally, like when he was preparing for the draft, we were preparing for the combine. I'm sorry. He was. I was talking to him, asking him how things going, how's the no school life and stuff like that. So doing that, and then right before he went out and competed, I talked to him a lot, and he's came back like once or twice, talked to each other. So connection's been real good, and he definitely taught me a lot, leaving his legacy with me, and me just trying to pick up where he left off.
Going to year three, what are the biggest things that you're working on personally?
Honestly, just trying to be the best player I can be. Taking all points of coaching, trying to become a better off the tackle than I was last year. Making sure I study my opponents better, just things like that. Looking at the little tendencies, the guys across from me, like right now, you know what I'm saying, we're not going to play for a little minute, so just studying my teammates, seeing what they like to do, what they don't like to do, and just things like that. Make sure I get every little thing of the game I can get.
How do you go about that? How do you go about that with, obviously you have some guys return play with, but also kind of some shuffling with the offensive line. Is it challenging to kind of, you depend on guys you've been with before, or is how you kind of go about that process?
Yeah, like I said, there's really no like challenge as you say. It's definitely gonna be a challenge trying to communicate. Let me not say there's no challenge, but just making sure we all stay communicated. And I feel like that's our best attribute right now is us being communicative. We're very like tight knit, so we all probably think basically like on the field. So I feel like that's probably the easiest part of it all.
Calvin, what has Brandon Baker, brought to the table so far? Not necessarily from a straight football standpoint, but from a mental standpoint.
Yeah, I'll say his willingness to learn. Some guys they'll come in, think they got it all figured out. He's not that guy. He wants to learn. He wants to come in and get better. If he messes up, first thing he's doing is asking questions. So I feel like his mental aspect of wanting to get better and knowing that he's not a finished product is his best attribute.
Does that speak to his maturity, that he's willing to listen and willing to learn, and when he makes a mistake, he's willing to own it and learn from it?
Yeah, it definitely speaks a lot to his maturity.
What have you seen from Colin Simmons and Trey Moore?
Yes, I'm glad you said that because those are two guys that I like to go against in practice, especially the quickness of the game that they play with, and just them getting off the ball, showing speed and showing power in the same type of rotation is really helping the offensive tackles out a lot.
Calvin, what was it like meeting Travis Scott?
I didn't really go up there at first. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the type of guy to just get in the crowd. I'm kind of a shy person, so I stayed back. I just watched it from afar. But it was a pretty cool experience being out there and him coming out and showing support.
Calvin, you're going to go through Pro Day at some point. What did you learn from kind of watching it this year and kind of seeing how things went?
I would say every rep is a money rep, as you would say. You got to always be prepared, even in moments just like you may not did a drill that you warmed up or practiced for. while preparing for the pro day. But when you get there, you got to be ready. You got to be able to be quick, fast, and strong.
Anthony, what's the big adjustment? You're playing some middle linebacker now. How's that different from what you were doing last year?
It's been fun just playing a different position. It's been a little different, just out in space a little bit more in coverage and the run fits, but I feel like I've been doing pretty good, just getting better every day, just taking time with spring balls for.
And I'm hearing you might get the in the helmet. Okay, how's that been working? And what does that say about you if the coaches, as a sophomore, they trust you with that to make the calls?
I feel like it's a blessing that they just allow me to be able to do this, and it just feels good just being able to communicate every day, just something I need to get better at, just working it every day. I feel like it's pretty important to me.
What did Jalen Ford help you most with last year?
He helped me with pretty much everything when I first got here, just from the weight room, getting up to lifts, to my footwork, just little stuff like David, Maurice, they all helped me just when I got here to just get better and better every day, and they kind of just set the standard for the group and for the linebacker group, and hopefully I can pass that on for the next people.
And Coach Sark has talked a lot about your mental growth, just learn the game more. I want to talk about that a little bit, and B, who are some of the guys who helped you with that process?
I'll say Byron Murphy, of course Calvin, Baron Sorrell has all helped me a lot through the process, just being able to get better mentally because I'm pretty close to them off the field, so it's been easy for me to kind of talk football with them and learn their game outside of there.
Well, what are some of the things that you've learned and kind of picking up from those guys?
Just to be more, just how to play at the point of attack, how to be smarter, and just little stuff to just little stuff, just little techniques.
First year to second year is always a huge leap. Just what specifically do you feel like you've taken a big step from last year to this year? Just anywhere you feel more comfortable?
I feel like the game has slowed down a lot from just the run fits and being able to cover a little bit better and just blitzing up off the edge, up the middle. So I feel like everything just slowed down, and I'm being able to pick up on stuff a little bit faster and just make a couple more plays than I did last year.
What's one of the differences or one of the things you like with working with Coach Nansen now that he's here in Austin?
His intensity is a lot different. It's kind of just helping us pick it up a little bit more, and just he's so football smart. Like, I feel like I got so much better since he's been here, just being on the board and working football, talking football, going over coverages.
How important was that Alabama game last year for your confidence to let you know that you can do it on this level?
I feel like I was already a pretty confident person, and I feel like I just kind of showed my ability. And just being able to put me out there in certain situations when I was ready for it, and just me being able to execute, I feel like it was kind of important for the rest of the season because I feel like it set the standard for it.
What was first year in the program for Ty Anthony Smith and Kendrick Blackshear? What have they brought to the group, and what have you seen so far?
Man, Ty Anthony, my dog, man. I was actually his host when he got here, so I was kind of excited when he came here, and I kind of been wanting to take him under my wing and just get him better. He's such a smart football player. He was smarter than I was when I first got here. So just being able for him to get better every day has been very important. And Kendrick, he just brings a different intensity. I mean, he looks like you see how he looks. He's an animal. I nothing but good things to say about him.
What was it like meeting Travis Scott? What did he say to you guys?
Same with Calvin. I was kind of far back. I didn't really run up there. It was already too much going on, so I kind of just stayed in the back and just kind of listened from afar. I didn't really hear too much.
What have you seen from Mo Blackwell? Like, how's he's put on some weight?
Yeah.
What are you seeing?
He's playing fast and physical. He's playing way faster, way physical, and he feel like he's just getting better every day. Same with Bender. I feel like both of them are really good football players for us.
And how's Trey Moore coming along?
Trey Moore, he gets off the football. I feel like you see why he had 15 sacks last year. I mean, he gets off the ball super fast. He's physical, and he surprised me with his cover skills. He can get out there and cover. He's been doing really well with being in space.
Anthony, just back to the headset for a second. On day one, using that, how difficult was it to, have the voice in your head and maybe listen to the sideline for a signal? Just the adjustment of trying to get used to that.
We actually haven't started using it yet. So we haven't started using it yet. So when I get to start doing it, hopefully we can get it done.
What's your comfort level in pass coverage, dropping into coverage? You're such a downhill player.
Yeah.
Talk about that adjustment.
It hasn't been really too much of an adjustment. I feel like I covered a decent amount last year, but just being more to the field and seeing more receivers and dropping to the hash and stuff like that, it's been a little different, but I've been coming along throughout the spring ball, and I feel like I've been getting better at that every day.
And going back to Colin Simmons' recruitment, how big of a role did you have there, and what's y'all's relationship like now that he's on campus?
I talk to Colin every day. I feel like he reminds me so much of myself. Like he's gonna be an elite football player, and I expect for him to be 3 and done. Like that's the standard he set for himself, and for him, I feel like he's gonna be getting better every day, taking little steps, just learning, getting better. From Barron Sorrell and Trey Moore, just learn a little bit from them every day. He gonna be amazing.
What was that like for you to come in with 5-star expectations and try and translate that to the college level?
I feel like once you get here, once all that 5-star, none of that matters anymore. I feel like you got to come in with the right mindset to just work no matter where you're at. It starts with special teams. Like, you got to come out there in special teams and show that you can do this before you get on the field, to actually show that you know the plays and just little stuff like that. Just get your mind right and get you ready.
2 last ones.
In terms of like your leadership ability,
Yeah.
Can you talk about that as a young guy being thrown into a leadership role?
It's kind of crazy because I may be young, but I really don't feel like a young guy. I mean, I've been here for almost a year now, so being a leader for me is just kind of just help picking guys up when they're down. Like, when somebody makes a mistake, I want to be one of the first ones over there to come pick them up. I just want to be able to just be a comfort guy for the rest of the team, and I feel like that's my big role.
In terms of making checks and the calls and then communicating it, is that a natural thing for you, or is that a adjustment?
It's a natural thing for me. I feel like I've done it in high school at times. Sometimes I kind of drift off, but I feel like for the most part that I feel like I've been focused on that really well. And during spring ball, I just really been focusing on communicating, talking throughout the team.
And let me ask you this way: what does it mean to have the support of a guy like Travis Scott from the University of Texas?
It was amazing just seeing him out here. It was kind of a surprise we didn't know, so it was kind of amazing that we kind of know that we got celebrity fans and fans that's watching us from all over the world.
I know you started last year. You ended up kind of splitting carries with Jonathan, but when he went down, obviously you took over the line, most of the carries. So how did that help you for this year, where it's going to be you and Jaden, but you're going to get a lot of the carries?
Right. When JB went down, me and Jaden and the rest of the backs, we knew we had to step up in a big part. What Jonathan did in the early part of the season was tremendous. The numbers he put up and the production he put up. So with me playing, when that happened, with me playing a lot, I knew like I had to step up. And now going into the spring, now I know, like, I feel like last year was more like thinking and trying to get my foot in. Now I feel like I could just go and play.
So one of the things we talked about last year, you talked about wanting to evolve your game and break more tackles, force more missed tackles. How's that kind of coming along for you?
Right, so with me being a taller back, pad level, I've been trying to get lower with great bend, like bending my knees and stuff like that. So just in that and getting stronger in the weight room, really the main 2 things.
Who are some of those taller backs that you kind of watched growing up that you kind of patterned yourself out?
I mean, when I was younger, I would say about 8 or 9, my dad always made me watch Eric Dickerson. So I kind of have no choice but to look at him and stuff like that. Coach Choice, Adrian James, LaDamian Thompson. So I try to watch guys who I'm somewhat similar to in size.
Sark was saying that the running game was maybe not quite clicking until a couple practices ago. What do you think it is? Is it y'all getting familiar with the offensive line? Why is the running game starting to click?
I would say the detail with us, like the first 3 steps at our position is extremely important. So with all of us being young, I mean, with Jaden, he's a junior, but we're still young in the sense, if that makes sense. We're all still learning, which is what the spring is for. So I would say that's what it was.
So Trey Wiseman's getting a lot of love. Just talk about what he's been doing.
Trey's one of those people, he literally doesn't take a play off. I mean, Trey could be dead tired and he'll still go out there and give his all. So I think that's a part of the reason why he's playing the way he is right now.
What stands out about some of those younger running backs?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
What stands out about some of those freshmen that are in here, Christian and those guys?
They want to learn. I mean, they came in, they won. Even before they really got on campus, they would text me, ask me questions. But when they got here, every day, they try to learn something, get better. They meet with Coach Choice twice a day. They trying to get better. And then with Christian, his movement skills are better than none. His movement skills are amazing. Then Jarek is big and strong. He breaks a lot of tackles. So.
CJ, it didn't seem like you were at 100%, throughout all of last year. How difficult was that? And were you close to 100%, or were you fighting through pretty much all of last year?
I mean, I feel like with our game, you never play at 100%. So, I mean, I just try to do what I can do. This year, my main focus is to stay healthy. So.
Can you talk about your relationship with Tashard Choice and, trusting him enough to move from Florida to Texas to play for him?
Like you said, trust was a big part with Coach Choice. And if you look at, the type of dude he is outside of football, it stands out. I mean, that's what really won me over. I know
how he develops backs and stuff like that. But outside of football, the type of person he is, I feel like I can. If I don't want to call my dad or my granddad or a family member like blood, I know I can call him like, "Hey, Coach Choice, I got this going on," or "I got this," and he will give me the same answer that somebody that's in my bloodline would give me.
What are you seeing from Jaden, Blue, and how's y'all's relationship?
Yeah, so me and Blue this year, we're trying to get closer off the field. I feel like if me and him get closer off the field and on the field, we'll be able to do tremendous things. But with Blue, I mean, we all know Blue fast as a lightning bolt. So that's what stands out the most to him. And he's practicing at an elite level right now. I mean, the plays he's making, the way he's moving, stuff like that, he's going to have a great year for sure.
CJ, what's the relationship like with Quinn? Just how has it grown here over the last?
Oh, yeah. So when I first got here and me being a freshman back right next to Quinn, I mean, you will always want to trust the man right next to you. So when I first got here, every time I would run out on the field or anything like that, Quinn would be like, "You good? You know, we got," like, stuff like that. Now it's like we're checking on each other, if that makes sense. Like, he would like, "Pick your head up," I'd be like, "Pick your head up," like stuff like that. So it's us trying to level each other out.
CJ, how cool is it to have support from a guy like Travis Scott coming out to practice? Or what was that like?
Oh, it was definitely cool, surprising, but it was cool. I mean, we at the University of Texas, so sometimes it's not really a surprise in a sense because the the amount of people we know and stuff like that.
How's Neto doing up front? You know, you got and Cam Williams, you got kind of some new faces in the starting lineup.
Yeah, all of those guys. I mean, Nato and Cam Williams and Jake, of course, Kelvin Banks, all those linemen. Outside of the backs, that's one group like let's go work hard every day. I mean, they try to get better every single day. Coach Flood does a great job of getting them to where they need to be and stuff like that. So all those guys look great.
You mentioned your first 3 steps and thinking more last year than just running. I know what type of offense you ran back at Edgewater.
Right.
Do you feel like you're more comfortable behind all the different schemes now?
Yeah, so like you said, at Edgewater, I ran straight gap scheme runs. When I got here, I had to expand my horizons with Coach Sark offense and run outside zone, inside zone, and then we still implement the gap scheme. But coming here, expanding my horizon, I know like when it's time for me to go to the next level at the NFL, I'll be accustomed to it.
Where are you on, in terms of your blitz pickup, pass protection? How would you grade how you did last year and where you are now?
I think, like I said, last year was a lot of thinking. Now I know who I got. I know when I have them, stuff like that. So I'm not going to give it a grade, but I mean, I'm just getting better and better. That's all I'm trying to do.
So real quick, I know you were at Edgewater. I think you were at Jones as well, right?
No, just Edgewater.
But you split carries a lot of times in your high school career.
Yeah, so my high school career was really crazy in a sense. So my freshman year, I tell people all the time, I compare my freshman year of high school to last year, my freshman year of college. And I say that because in my freshman year of high school, I was behind one of the top backs in the country. He ran for like 2,300 yards in the regular season, 1,000 in the postseason. I was behind him, and I would get some carries in it whenever. And then last year, it was the same in a sense. I split carries. So I would just say, like, when I look back, I was like, God did this on purpose. He made me go through what I went through my freshman year and my freshman year of college because he was challenging me to see how I respond.
So just one quick follow-up. How does that experience kind of help you split carries here at Texas with Jaden or whoever?
I mean, if you're a running back, you should want to split carries. You should want to play with at least 2 other good running backs because you don't want that wear and tear on your body.
Who were you behind at Edgewater as a freshman?
His name is Isaiah Conley. He went on to Coastal.
What'd you learn from
2 last ones?
Jonathan Brooks?
JB is smooth as they come as a running back. I would say just him being a student of the game. Every day in meetings, he would try to find ways to improve his game. And I was looking at something from his freshman year up until last year, his junior year, and how much better he got was insane. But that's just a testament to him and who he is, the work ethic he had.